if I told you that there was a single college degree that could take you anywhere you wanted to go? You could be a doctor. You could be a lawyer. You could be a teacher. You could change the world. So there I was, 21. I was standing in my professor's office. And it was then that I realized I was screwed. You see, moments earlier, I was actually staring at a poster hanging on the wall. And on that poster were just so many career choices. I was terrified. So if you haven't guessed yet, I majored in psychology. And what was my reality? Well, they told me that I could be anything, and yet I was qualified for nothing. So let's backtrack a bit. Growing up as an only child, there was a lot of pressure on me to be great. And being Asian, I only had a few career choices in this exact order. Doctor, or engineer, and if I failed, I guess I could settle for being a lawyer. Or at least, that's what my parents told me. But honestly, I didn't really care. I mean, it was their reality, not mine. But after graduating college, I was faced with the most difficult decision of my life. What do I do now? What do I do now? I'm sure that's a question that we've all asked ourselves at one point or another. I mean, as the great writer Jim Rohn once said, time is valuable. It's even more valuable than money. I mean, you can always make more money eventually, but you cannot get more time. And honestly, at that point in my life, I was running out of money. And worse, I was running out of time. I was living with my mom in a tiny old apartment in a pretty bad neighborhood. I mean, people were stealing gas out of my mom's car. That's how bad it was. Life was rough. She had recently lost her job, and so we were on welfare. We mostly ate cheap ramen and, on occasion, some expired food from the dollar store for dessert. And it was then that I realized something had to change. I had to focus on my career. So choosing a career usually goes one of two ways, right? You either follow what your parents did, or chase your own dreams and hope for the best. Or at least that's what I saw from my friends back in high school. Half of them, parents. The other half, passion. As for me, though, I was leaning more towards the passion side of things, although I didn't really know what it really meant at the time. Well, what did I know about passion? Well, I knew that for most of... So what did I know about passion? I knew that for most of my life, I was interested in one thing. Video games. As you see, as a kid, I was always getting bullied. And on the playground, kids would laugh at my cheap clothes and tease me for being Asian. And they would chant, Chino, Chino, Japonés, come caca, no me des. Chino, Chino, Japonés, come caca, no me des. Translated into English, this means Chinaman, Chinaman, Japanese. Eat crap and don't give me any. So needless to say, I didn't have many friends. And so I adapted. For years, I ate lunch by myself in the school bathroom. Now, just being in there wasn't so bad, but the smell was horrible. But at least I wasn't completely alone. I had video games, and these games were my escape from reality. So let's go ahead and fast forward to college. I was no longer eating lunch in bathrooms, thank goodness, but my passion for games stayed, and I actually found myself trying to become a professional video game player. I practiced for upwards of 15 hours a day, months on end. But then, reality set in. Would doing all this actually make me happy in the future? I wasn't so sure. And so I just quit. But I decided to do the next best thing. I decided to actually try to make video games. So it took 2 long years and a large team of people to help me out, but I finally completed my first commercial game, Sanctuary RPG. And to try to maximize my chances of it getting somewhere, I began to study marketing. I read dozens of marketing books and thousands of marketing articles and did a whole lot of marketing. And over time, this led to a pretty decent following. And eventually, massive critical acclaim. But even 500,000 downloads later, I still had one question on my mind. How can I turn this into something more than just a game? I had to look beyond my own reality to find the answer. So around that time, I was being bombarded with the same two questions over and over and over again. It was just like so many questions, right? It was, how did you build your audience? And how did your game get so popular? And so a company was born, Blackshell Media. The goal? To assist others with the one thing that I struggled with most when I first started out, marketing. And the rest was history. So honestly, I never thought that I'd be capable of any of this. I never thought that I could, make a game and then have it be played by hundreds of thousands of people. I never thought that I could go from being on welfare to having a marketing company with hundreds of clients. And most of all, I never thought that it would lead me to this stage right here, right now, sharing this reality with all of you. So what did I learn about reality? Well, I learned that it's not about what you majored in college. And it's not about where you came from either. Because your reality is fleeting. Don't waste time chasing passion alone. Your passions will change. Instead, get inspired by your passions. Get good at something, anything that you truly love. Not everyone has to be, even wants to be that doctor, that lawyer, or that teacher. But we all can be someone who works in service of, sorry. But we all can be someone who works in service of others. Be good at what you do. Then, use that gift to help others. And if you happen to help enough people, then maybe, just maybe, you could change the world.